We're panning the dirt, washing it around and around and around. There's gold in your heart, there's gold in the ground. The diggers sail the ocean, farewelling the land of their birth, starving mad for the treasure that's deep in the earth. We're panning the dirt, washing it around and around.
This is the land where democracy was born in Victoria.
This is where a momentous event took place, when 14,000 diggers attended what's called the Monster Meeting on December the 15th, 1851.
So what better way to celebrate the Monster Meeting than with a songwriting award? And if you want inspiration about what the song should be about, David Bonilla should possibly be the person to tell us. So David, if you don't mind coming up and speaking, thank you.
Thanks for that. What I'll do is I'll just set the scene to begin with. If you go back to 1851, Victoria became its own state in July, got its name, and there was probably a population of about a bit over 70,000 in Victoria. When they discovered gold, the government legalised it by saying you could take out an 8-foot claim, 8 foot by 8 foot, and for that you had to pay 30 shillings a month. That was called the licence fee. They'd realised by the time Mount Alexander came on the scene that they'd created a monster, and they actually, the Argus wrote about the government being like Frankenstein, and what they'd created was this monster called the diggers.
And shame upon the men who to save a few pounds for their own pockets, would tax the labour of poor men's hands.
The diggers were angry over a tax, a gold licence tax, imposed by Governor Latrobe. But in spite of the tax, people kept arriving on the diggings.
And they arrived first in their hundreds, and then their thousands, and then tens of thousands, and then in the hundreds of thousands. So the government were fearful, so they tried to control it, and they did it by doubling the licence fee. Instead of paying 30 shillings a month, you had to pay 60 shillings a month. And when you think of the times that if you were like most of us, and you lived in England, you earned about, you were a slave, you earned about £1 a week to live. To come by boat from England to Australia cost £25. So imagine the investment of coming out here as migrants to raise £25. Now, on the diggings, it was estimated if you were lucky, you could make £60. You could make a whole year's salary in a day or a week. So there was a lot at stake, both for the government and for the miners. And so when they met here, just down there, they weren't just fighting for the idea of having a fair go. They were actually fighting for their existence, because without money, the government didn't support you.
Will you tamely submit to the imposition or assert your rights like men?
So when you write your songs, I think you've got to talk about that one thing that humans crave for, the concept of possibility. Because if you look at the 19th century, that by the mid-19th century, most of England had been dispossessed off the land because of the Industrial Revolution and stuck in cities and factories. They came to Australia, and they may have been lured by gold, but gold was the means of acquiring land. So it was all about possibility and migrants and making a new life. So I think that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Just to elaborate on just something Jonathan mentioned about it may be an operatic piece of music, it could be a bit of rap, it could be rock and roll, it could be anything. People could write a song from the point of view of the Governor Latrobe, lamenting that he can't get anybody to chop his wood because they've all gone to the gold fields, cursing the gold and cursing the diggers for not wanting to pay the licence. Or you could write it from the point of view of a policeman, or a dialogue between a digger and a policeman. It could be from any point of view at all, as long as it is about or based upon the monster meeting.
In your heart, there's gold in the ground.